Hello everyone! So for today's video, we will going to discuss the 7 new wonders and the 7 ancient wonders of the world. So before we proceed to our discussion, let me first introduce myself. So I'm Kathleen Taros. I'm currently taking Bachelor of Science in Tourism Management in University of Rizal System. So without further ado, let's get started. Construction projects. The Great Wall of China is widely thought about 5,500 miles long. Work began in the 7th century BCE and continued for 2 millennia. Although it is called a wall, the structure actually features 2 parallel walls for likely stretches. It was built to keep invaders from crossing its modern borders. However, some part of the wall destroys over the past years due to the erosion and flooding. Still, you can have a walking tour on the wall. The second is Roman Colosseum, Rome. Rome is an elegant ancient city. Roman Colosseum was built around 1880 and it can be accommodated 50,000 people in tight cities. You will feel like you are in the sets of Gladiator movie once you enter this place. It is an among people, apart from the destructions caused by earthquakes, vandals, and fire. Has open arms, which are depicted a symbol of peace. So the fourth is Machu Picchu, Peru. Machu Picchu is an Incan city located in the ancient mountain in Peru, above the Arumbaba River Valley. According to the historians, the architectural complex was built in the 15th century, approximately by the Inca Parachuti. The former use of this place remain a mystery. The site itself is an earthquake-prone area, but the stone in this building bounce through the tremors and then fall back into places, keeping this place intact for years. The fifth is Taj Mahal, India. Taj Mahal is a symbol of love. Emperor Shah Jahan built this wonder in honor of his beloved wife, Mumtaz Mahal, who gave him 14 children and died in labor. It is a white structure that took more than 200,000 laborers and 1,000 elephants to complete. The construction of this world's richest grave was begun during 1632. The sixth is Chichen Itza, Mexico. It is a Mayan city on the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico. which flourished in the 9th and 10th century CE. Under the Mayan tribe, Itza, a number of important monuments and temples were built. Among the notable is the step pyramid del Castillo, which rises 79 feet above to the main plaza. At estimate abilities, the structure features a total of 365 steps, the number of days in the solar years. The last is Petra, Jordan. Jordan Petra is an ancient stone complex built by the Nabateans, situated in the Jordan's southwestern desert. It is believed to have been established around 300 BC. It is located in the south of Jordan, between the Dead Sea and the Red Sea. Petra is a long drive from Amman. It was a forgotten city which was discovered by the Swiss explorer in 1812. The architectural wonder is carved directly to the pink sandstone cliff faces, creating a fantastic view for the visitors. So now, we will discuss the 7 wonders of the ancient world. The first is the Great Pyramid of Giza, Egypt. It is the only wonder of the ancient world has survived to the present day. It is part of the group of 3 pyramids. It is Khufu, Khafra, and Menkaura that were built between 2700 and 2500 BC as royal tombs. The largest and most impressive is Khufu, known as the Great Pyramid. It is believed to contain more than 2 million stone blocks that weigh from 2 to 30 tons each. Khufu reigns as the tallest building in the world. The second is Hanging Garden of Babylon. According to the ancient Greek poets, the Hanging Garden of Babylon were built near the Euphrates in modern-day Iraq by the Babylonian king Nebuchadnezzar II around 600 BC. The garden were said to have been planted as high as 75 feet in the air on a huge square brick terrace that was laid out in steps like a theater. But the king allegedly built the flowering gardens to ease his lover Amytis' homesickness for the natural beauty of her home in Medea. The third is the statue of Zeus at Olympia. The former statue of Zeus, the king of the gods in the Greek mythology, was crafted by the Athenians, sculptor Phidias, and completed and placed in the temples of Zeus at Olympia around mid-5th century. The statue depicted the god of thunder seated bare-chested at a wooden throne. The statue of Zeus was richly decorated with gold and ivory. At 40 feet, it was so tall that its head nearly touched the top of the temple. The fourth is Temple of Artemis at Ephesus. There was actually more than one temples of Artemis. A series of several altar and temples was destroyed and then restored on the same site in Ephesus, a great port city in the west coast of modern-day Turkey. The most fabulous of this structure were two marble temples built around 550 BC and 350 BC. The original temples of Artemis was designed by the Cretan architect Chersiphron and his son Nitagenes and decorated by some of the most celebrated artists of the ancient world. The fifth is Lighthouse of Alexandria. It was located on a small island called Paros, near the city of Alexandria. It was designed by the Greek architect Sustatus and completed around 270 BC. During the reign of Ptolemy II, the lighthouse helped to guide Nile River ship and out of the city's busy harbor. Archaeologists have found ancient coins on which the lighthouse was depicted, and its structure had three types: a square lever at the bottom, an octagonal level in the middle, and a cylindrical top. The sixth is Molosseum at Halicarnassus. It is located in southeastern Turkey. The Molosseum at Halicarnassus was a tank built by Artemisia for her husband, Mausolus, the king of Carnia, in Asia Minor. After his death in 353 BC, Mausolus was also Artemisia's brother. And according to legend, she was so grief-stricken at his passing that she mixed his ashes with water and drank them, in addition to ordering the Molosseum's construction. The Molosseum, it is entirely made of white marble, and it's thought to have been about 135 feet high. The seventh is Colossus of Rhodes was an enormous bronze sculpture of the sun god Helios, built by the Rhodians over 12 years in the 3rd century BC. The city was the target of Macedonian siege early in the 4th century BC, and according to legends, the Rhodians sold tools and equipment left behind by the Macedonians to pay for the Colossus. Designed by the sculptor Charles, the statue was at 100 feet, the tallest of an ancient world. It was completed around 280 BC and stood for 60 years until it was toppled in an earthquake, and it was never rebuilt.